Hey, yeah, what's going on? This is Papa Shanguito, aka Real Deal Ray, aka Sky God Go, aka Shango Riz. It just goes on. Okay, I wanted to make and drop a gem on you because I have been experimenting with what are known as Askfirmations. Askfirmations, that's right. This incense is like flying right in my face, but it's hold on. We're just gonna put you right over here. Um, Two people in the house. Say hello. Don't be fucking rude. Anyways, so we're on the eve of this veil ritual. And by the way, the veil ritual links will be sent out at 3 a.m. I know I have it as 12 a.m., but it's going to be 3 a.m. sharp. So I got to do my thing. So this video ain't going to be very long. Got 3 comments in the house. Prophetess, Adela, Deaconess, what's going on? Okay, so this is a brief video, like I said. It's called How to Make Askfirmations Work. It's based on my current experimentation. Now, why and what does this have to do with the veil ritual? Which, by the way, I'm keeping open for another 3 hours. So if you're not in it to win it, you need to get it and let it, okay? The links are in the description box to get in. Because like I said, the links are going to be going out at 3 in the morning. So around midnight is when I'm going to begin the ritual, and I need to know everyone's name who's going to be in it. All right. Now, one of the things that you're going to get along with the ritual, and I gotta say, I'm just as excited, almost if not more, for this part, because I know from personal experience right now, I'm doing it right now, matter of fact. Little young grab bag, shout out. Who he? Tennille. What's going on, everybody? One of the things I'm excited about is what you get. This incense is worse now. One of the things is what you get with this when you join this ritual. When you receive the ritual link, it's going to go to a special page that you're going to find a ritual on. And then you're also going to find a download box. That's where your Askfirmation MP3, which was specially created to basically supplement this ritual and to magnify and to intensify the results from this ritual. So, and all you got to do is really just play it when you go to sleep. That's all you got to do. And I'm here to tell you, I have been experimenting with Askfirmations. Askfirmations are like affirmations. Instead of affirming something, though, right? Because usually when you affirm something, it's something that you don't have or you don't experience yourself as being right now, currently. So when you go to affirm these things, most of the time there is a small little voice that pops up in the back of your mind. There might be some kind of like icky little feeling that goes along with it, like that you're lying to yourself, or that, something that almost feels like maybe you're deflating yourself by saying this shit, because it's almost in a way, it reminds you of what you're not more than what you are. Well, Askfirmations are a way to direct your mind in whatever direction to whatever you want it to by simply asking it questions. Every question you ask of your mind is going to get an answer. It does not matter the question. So if you ask questions in regards to what you want to materialize or manifest or to become or to develop character trait, it doesn't fucking matter what it is. You ask the right questions, you're going to get the right answers. And the thing about Askfirmations that I have noticed just off top are there's like no feeling of resistance. That's always been the problem with affirmations, or the challenge that most people describe with affirmations is, and what they're talking about is, there's a feeling, or there's this sense of resistance. And because your subconscious mind at first is more than likely resisting what you are trying to tell it, what you are trying to command it. It's just like if somebody came up to you and commanded you to do something versus asked you a question which got you thinking, and then you end up doing what this person wants you to do, but you think it's your idea. That's basically what an askfirmation is. So, and the thing about affirmations is, I heard something. The thing about affirmations, excuse me, is, of course, they say, it's going to take time, which is to be expected, right? Because if you want to reprogram yourself, one of the things that is going to be incorporated is repetition, right? Repetition. So when people set out to do affirmations, it's kind of like, well, at some point in time, these shits are going to kick in, hopefully, right? It almost, I'm going to share, like, just with me, my personal experiences, some of the time, not all the time, but some of the time, with affirmations, it kind of felt like that. It was just kind of like, hopefully at some point in time, like, my subconscious mind accepts the shit and starts to kick in, right? But I'm telling you already, okay, I have been doing, just full transparency here, I've been doing the ask formations for about, I would say, between a month and a half, maybe even less than that. So I have already noticed behavioral changes that seem to be more challenging for me if I was to consciously try and, like, make myself do this. Let me give you an example, right? This is not my example, but let's say, like, you're like, damn, I'm getting fat, I need to walk, right? Man, this smoke is just flying. It must be the spirits. It must be the spirits, yo. Where do I put this at? How about if I put you right here? It's like this all in my face. Where was I at now? Thank you. Um, oh yeah. So let's say you're like, I need to walk, right? One of the things they may say, well, hey, place your running shoes somewhere you can see them. So you'll put them on and go for your walk. Make it easy for yourself, right? To start these new habits and shit like that. Well, that can definitely work. It also depends on how much resistance you have to that activity or that behavior. Because what a lot of people are going to do is they're going to get used to their shoes, just their running shoes or their walking shoes being there. They're just going to step over them bitches and go about their regular life, and their shoes are just going to stay there, right? Well, what if you started to incorporate something like askfirmations, and then you noticed just a slight urge, hey, you know what? I want to put my shoes on, these running shoes on, these walking shoes on. I'll just do 10 minutes, right? And then you notice after a day or two or three, you're out there and your 10 minutes is up, but you're like, you know what? I want to do 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't really explain it, but here's the tips. We're going to get down to the sauce. Now, this is what I have found, and the shit's actually fucking working. Like, really, really working. So I'm going to share it with you. It's still flying in my face. So, so this is what I did, right? I wrote out 9 questions. You don't have to do 9 questions. Okay. I'm just telling you what I've done. And this is what is working for me. Now, be patient. Because I know a lot of you motherfuckers want shit to just happen overnight. You want microwave results. It don't work like that. A lot of the times it don't anyways. And if it did work, you'd probably lose it just as fast. It depends though on what we're talking about. Salome for life. Shout out Wise Fox. So this is what I do. And it kind of flies in the face of convention. And I'm gonna tell you why, but that's not important right now. I'm just gonna share with you what I do. Number one, whatever my intention is for something, I craft a question about it, right? Let's just say hypothetically, why do I attract $10,000 a month so easily, right? Simple. Now I took it a step further. Every question I made, this is just me. You don't have to do it this way, okay? I made it a rhyme. So it might be, why do I attract $10,000 a month net so easily? And why do my accounts stay stuffed with thousands of dollars so consistently? Something like, I don't know, whatever, but it's a rhyme. You know what I'm saying? Like it rhymes more. I would take more of my time to make sure it rhymed and shit. So I did 9 of those. Okay. Now, this is what I ended up doing. In addition to those are the little questions on the paper, right? I went and I recorded a recording of myself saying that. And each question rhyme I did 3 times, right? So it might be, why do I attract $10,000 a month so easily? The second one would be, why do you attract $10,000 a month so easily? And then the third one is, why does Shango attract $10,000 a month so easily? Right? Now, when your subconscious mind hears that, those questions, it starts searching for an answer. And when it finds your answer, because you have a reticular activating system inside your mind that is basically like a heat-seeking target finding function. It goes where your questions are like the frisbee and your mind is like the dog. So wherever you throw the frisbee is where the dog is going to go. So I recorded the questions just like that, from the first person, right? I think from the second person, you, and then from I don't know what you call it, third one, pronoun shit or my name. I don't know, but I did it like that. And so what I've been doing is I just turn it on before I go to sleep. Then when I wake up, I take my paper and I read my paper, and my paper is all in I. Why do I attract? You know, why do blah 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 blah? How blah 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 blah? You know, it's just like that. But when I go to sleep, that's when I'm listening to it, and it's just going over and over again all night. Now, some people used to say, well, when you go to sleep, you know, your subconscious mind cuts off and all that. I think that's bullshit. Because if something happened and made a sound, it'll wake you, right? Sometimes I've been awakened by smells, right? Or if something was burning or something, right? So your subconscious mind is always on. It's always taking in information. Yeah, it's doing a lot of shit while you're asleep, but your subconscious mind can do a million things at one time, literally. So I just have that playing at a very low, you know, type of volume, not too loud, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not even paying attention to it, and I just fall asleep. Like I said, this has been about a month to a month and a half, and already certain behavioral changes have just erupted. They just started to the point now where I'm like, yo, like, I guess I'm this guy now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally like that. Now, I'm not saying that, I mean, it may happen even faster for you. It may take just a little bit longer, but every night I'm cooking, I'm simmering, I'm cooking, I'm doing it. It's happening. And I feel it. And more than that, I'm behaving And however you behave, once you start behaving in the way that you want to, the way that you've been trying to get yourself to, now you got reference points. Because it doesn't even matter the result of the behavior. The fact that you're behaving like that, that proves to you that you are that person. Period. Period. How you going to call yourself a writer, but you never write? How you going to call yourself an artist, but you don't do your art? How you going to call yourself a magician or a witch or a sorcerer, but you never do no fucking craft? You never get out. See, once you start acting in those ways that the ideal you would, you now have reference points, and your subconscious mind is going to look back and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, we have been doing that shit. We have been writing, even if it's a paragraph a day. We have been writing. We are writers. We are artists. We are magicians, witches, whatever. We are business owners. We're all of that shit. You got reference points now. So that's the time to do it. I don't give a shit what anybody say. Like, for me, that shit be on hit, because it just starts coming out of your behavior. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so important, like, not to sleep with the TV on and shit, especially if you don't know what's coming on the TV when you're asleep, you know, because that is a very, very powerful time. Very, very powerful time. So that is how you get Askfirmations to work. That's just one way. I'm sure there's many ways, but let's see what some of these comments are. Oh, it's funny you just said that. Prophetess about the TV. Yeah, conscious TV was popping. Yeah, it's the opposite. The subconscious actually sleeps. It's the conscious mind that goes offline. True that. Yep. So universe has no choice but to answer. Agreed. Yeah. Ale, so intention equals craft a question. Why I craft 10,000 a month so easily and stay on my account. So hey, there you go, something like that, you know. But whatever rhyme, just something that's rhymey, you know, because the subconscious mind also likes rhythm, and shit that rhymes has a rhythm to it. You know what I'm talking about? So that's also good. Um, but yeah, so that is how you do that. But like I said, so in addition to this veil ritual we got doing tonight, where we're going to go into your DNA, we're going to reprogram your DNA. Okay, you're going to actually. You're going to be shown what you need to be shown right now. You're going to see what you need to see right now. Feel what you need to feel right now, in accordance with what it is that you want to deal with right now on the night of this ritual, or when you get the ritual links. So you're going to be doing a ritual sometime or I keep saying tomorrow, because for me it is tomorrow. My East Coasters, it's already tomorrow. So it's not Halloween just yet. It's 9:52 p.m. where I'm at. So I'm going to shut this shit down at 12:30 a.m. my time. Okay. So after that, Conscious TV says, Shango, what do you think of hypnotism as an effective way to overcome blockages? It's top tier, brother. I think it's top tier. I do think that ritual, when done right, is a form of hypnosis. Because the fact of the matter is, you're in a trance all day long. You go from we're in different trances all through the day. We just switch trances. So hypnosis is just picking the trance that you want. So that makes perfect sense to me. And I think it's like, honestly, it's top tier. It's a very direct way. Sleep hypnosis is worth a shot. I mean, yeah, you can kind of call it that, you know, but while you're off astral traveling and shit, your subconscious mind's doing work. And see, your subconscious mind pays attention to why, like, for example, when I put that recording on at night, when I go to sleep, just the fact, that little small action of me doing that, that's letting my subconscious know, hey, I'm serious about this shit. Like, make this shit happen. I'm going to sleep. You know what I mean? And it's doing it. It's doing it. Now I'm not going to stop just because I'm seeing results. It's kind of like when you get what is it? Antibiotics from the doctor, and then you start feeling better. So you stop taking the medicine, and then you end up getting sick again or get back worse because you didn't finish it, right? So I'm gonna just keep rolling with it, and we're gonna see it. I've been doing this within a 3-6-9 frame. So the first 9 days, I started off reading my statements, or actually just commanding my statements, proclaiming them, or asking the questions out loud 3 times each. Now I'm on 6 times each. And then in about another 2 days, I go to 9 times each. So 3 times it, 3 times each for 9 days, and then 6 times each for 9 days, and then 9 times each for 9 days. And that's the daytime part. Like right after I get up, I do a little brief meditation, and I do my Askfirmations. That's what I've been doing anyway, and the shit's been working. Yes, brother, that's exactly what that's literally though what it is. Think about it. When are we not in a trance? Like, we're always in a trance. When you're driving, that's a trance. When you're taking a shower, that's a trance. When you're cooking, that's a trance. You have certain trances that you go into the moment you go into your house, right? Because there's certain anchors and triggers, smells, things you see that put you in a certain state. If you was to go, those of you who work, when you go into the job and you smell what your job smells like, you see what you see when you're in your job, that's another trance. You know what I'm saying? So like, you're always in a trance. The ability to be able to choose your trance is like probably one of the most important skills that you can have, because they're using it against us. Okay. And you might as well learn how to run this shit, so that way you call your own shots. But I appreciate that, brother. But yes, so like I said, the veil ritual is going down. There's only 3 hours left to join, so less than 3 hours. So if you want to take advantage of that, link is in the description box, and you will be getting an MP3 Askfirmation that you can play. And you don't necessarily have to play it every day. I would, if I was really serious about what I was doing here in this ritual, but you just play it at night when you sleep. That's the easiest way. The other way I have found is you play it kind of low, just in the background, and you don't pay attention to it. It's just playing. It's like background noise that ends up disappearing. You could do it that way too. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think in my opinion, the biggest bang for your buck is play it when you sleep, if you can. Wise Fox says, Biker Short says, I love using theta wave binaural beats when introducing new beliefs. It helps you accept the belief faster, in my experience. Hey, you know what I'm saying? If that's what works for you, rock the shit out of it. Rock it. That's absolutely, Conscious TV says, that's the science the elite is using to control the mass. Oh yeah, shit. Even with these phones, the laptops and the TVs, I don't even own a TV. You know what I'm saying? But the flicker rate on all the screens and all this shit, there's stuff that could be hidden and slid in with that. Nina Candy 26. Hey, how you doing there? You might want to rewind this, Nina, because I'm about to get up out of here because I got to prepare for this ritual. So like I said, you got 3 hours left, and you also get the Askfirmation MP3 download. That is specifically created for this ritual. All right. So if you took part in this ritual, it's going to just take that shit that's already in you from the ritual, and it's just going to like magnify, intensify, all the ifies it's going to do. All right. So you definitely want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So take advantage of that. And like I said, because I gotta get in my zone after this, you know. So today, when it's ritual time, like, or even like a day and a half before, from then on to like after the ritual's done, like I be kind of incognito, you know what I'm saying? I don't answer emails really, messages really, unless it's like super important, because I gotta focus like on the shit that I'm doing. So it's all good, Nina. It's here, it's on YouTube, so you know what I'm saying? You ain't really missing nothing. You can just rewind it. But there's some things you might find useful here in this video. But anyways, this is how thus far I have gotten Askfirmations to work. And this is how I believe, if you give it a shot for yourself and see what works for you. I do think it's important that everyone has to find out what works for you. Some things that work for somebody else ain't gonna work for you, and vice versa. But you got to find what works for you. And the only way that you can do that is by trying new shit out. You can't figure it out being an armchair theorist, meaning someone who just sits back and reads about it and talks about it. That ain't gonna do shit. You gotta do it. You gotta get your hands dirty. You understand? You gotta get experience. You gotta apply the shit and find out what works for you in your real, or I'll say in this aspect of your world. You gotta find out what works in the field. All right. So I'm up out of here. Peace. Thank you for everybody who's contributed to the conversation. And like I said, join the veil ritual now, because doors are about to close. And I'm telling you right now, you don't want to miss this one. We're going right into your DNA, because there's certain shit that you need to die to. You know it, because we all have that. We all come to that crossroads where it's like, I can't keep going on like this. I can't keep being this person. So a lot of times it's not that you have to even try and like kill something. You just gotta let it go and allow it. By letting it go, you're allowing it to die, to rest in peace. And that the moment that happens, a new you is also emerging. You can't have an ending without a beginning simultaneously, because that's how the shit works. So this is a time to honor that old self as you let it go, and celebrate the new you coming through. I wrote a short email yesterday. Have you ever looked in the mirror, and maybe it was at a time in your life where you didn't really like what was going on, and you looked at yourself and you're like, who the fuck are you? How did I get here? Chances are all that shit started with one little thing. Maybe it was a one drink of alcohol. Maybe it was one hit of weed, or some type of drug, or one fucking donut. And now 300 pounds later, here you are. You know what I'm saying? Or it could have been one relationship that really just affected you and imprinted you in a certain way and changed your trajectory. That can still all be a win for you. You can transform that shit. Okay? But we do have to die to our old paradigms, to our old, I would say belief systems or whatever, but that needs to be allowed to go, because you got new shit coming in and you can't do both. You can't serve two masters. So anyways, Miss Twin, what's going on? Anyways, I'm up out of here. That's what I have for you. Practice this. Let me know how it works for you in the comments. I'm going to get to this ritual shit, because we got some things we got to do. Starring La Santa Muerte and the Bawon Samedi. All right? Peace.